Hello everyone, this is Antom64.
And this is THD.
And welcome to the HellfireComms playthrough of Mega Man 3. Here's a little bit of a backstory for you. Following the events of the second game, Dr. Wily has apparently reformed, and I say apparently, just picture like monolithic quotation marks there. And he and Dr. Light have decided to create a gigantic robot known as Gamma to help protect the world. Unfortunately, this robot is like so big, I guess, that it needs power sources that can only be found on 8 other planets in the futuristic solar system. So Wily and Light created these robot masters you see here, with the exception of Shadow Man, who we'll get to later, I guess, to help get these energy sources, but wouldn't you know it, they've gone crazy and now Mega Man has to travel to different planets to destroy them and get the energy sources. So, game on.
Personally, I'd be mad if I was Top Man. Like, you know, all these other guys are like cool shit, like Shadow Man and Snake Man. But you wake up one day, hello, Top Man. Top Man, you fucking kidding me? That's my gimmick?
I knew you'd go for Top Man out of all the Robot Masters in the roster. Like, fucking hell, man. I've been doing commentary with you for far too long.
Well, I mean, Top Man is such an easy joke to make, and I can definitely understand, because it's like, Tops... Like, okay, this is the third game, yeah, we used fire, we used ice, alright, sure, but Tops, that's really the best we've got here.
Well, following, you know, like Mega Man 2, like, all the Robot Masters are designed by Japanese fans and the like, and I believe in 6, I think you've told me this once or twice, they allowed a couple of Baka Gaijins to create some Robot Masters.
Yeah, but that's, Nightman was actually one of those robot masters that got created by Americans, and Nightman is fucking awesome, so you can't diss me there, dude. Okay,
well, you've never played Mega Man 3, have you?
No, I know the only thing, what are you even doing back there? It's kind of hard to go past that one. The only, amount of Mega Man 3 I really know about is, you know, like I mentioned those roleplay groups back when we did Mega Man 1?
Uh-huh.
The, you know, the Mechanical Maniacs, they're still around, surprisingly, and that's pretty much my extent of Mega Man 3 knowledge there.
Good stuff. Well, the first time I completed the game was, like, about a few days ago, so I kind of have it fresh in my mind, and I've read the Archie adaptation of the storyline as well, which is pretty good. I definitely recommend you go out and read it. Purchase it using Zenny, if you will.
Oh, yeah, they're adapting that right now, as of this recording. Like, they're kind of really getting into the whole, we'll find out more about it later, but from what I've seen of it, it's kind of interesting at some of the personalities they gave to Robot Masters, especially Needleman, who is just straight up sick with this fucking shit.
I think, actually, we'll see him in a bit. He was crocheting a world's worst boss jumper that had a picture of Wily on it.
Well, I mean, you gotta use something with your hands made of needles, you know, might as well use it for what you're designed for.
And here is the titular Robot Master himself. He kind of acts a bit like Metal Man, honestly, just the way he chucks projectiles at you like this. But he can also get up close and personal with that fucking needle on his head of his, so you're going to watch out for that. He gave me a lot of trouble when I first started playing. He's weak to his own weapon, and he is also weak to Gemini Laser, which we'll be getting later in the game. Personally, I think you can take him down with just the Mega Buster.
Yeah, this looks kind of like a crazy back and forth kind of battle. Like, are you following the recommended order for this game?
Well, I found a few orders online. I'm going with Needleman first because you unlock Rush Jet, which allows you to bypass certain platforming sections with ease, and you know how much of a filthy casual I am, so that became a great help during this run.
Well, why not use the tools that are given to you by the game? I mean, that's the whole point, right?
Very true, mate, very true.
The most I know about Needleman is his Battle Network version and how, you know what, that story would take a while to explain, so...
Can you compress it? Can you make it all concise and the like?
He has a female net op and she uses him like armor sometimes. It's really fucking weird. You just gotta kind of go with me on this one.
Why haven't I played the Battle Network games yet? This sounds awesome.
Because this doesn't happen in the games, it's anime only, actually.
Okay, alright, we're gonna move on to our next Robot Master, which is Snake Man. Snake Man.
Might as well bring this up early on. Some of the Robot Masters here are represented as weapons in Mega Man Smash incarnation, most notably Spark Shock for a Spark Man, that's Mega Man's up smash, and Hard Knuckle, which is his down air. Those are pretty, you know, decent moves. Like, oh, yeah, and the top spin, which has had many jokes made about as being one of the most useless weapons in this game, but in Smash is actually a pretty decent dash attack, even though it may leave you wide open.
Yeah, you caught me in that many a time.
Oh, yeah, nobody expects top spin when I bust it out.
The Megas cover of this, Walk Away from Light, that's one of my favourite Megas songs, that is.
I do remember a bit of a Snake Man stage. Like, I know, like I've said before, in the Game Boy Mega Man games, they've reused stages in Robot Masters. I distinctly remember this particular stage, that mini-boss back there, when I saw, like, an ad for, I believe it was Mega Man 3, you know, Roman numeral 3, for the Game Boy. So you gotta really... I mean, I love how the stage is laid out, like it's all coiled like one giant massive robotic snake, and that's kinda cool.
Like, what animal is this meant to be representing? A zebra?
Yeah, I love that guy who just fucking pole vaults, man. Like, he's been practicing on this shit.
I had a bit of an Arino moment, you know, like Game Center CX when I first saw him, because I thought that robot was a janitor.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was like a broom that he was carrying, but no, he's just a pole vaulter.
At least this guy's different from Sniper Joe's. He's like Bolo Joe. Is that what we're gonna call him? That's what I'm gonna call him.
We'll see a little bit of a Sniper Joe, like a flashback, as it were, later on.
Sometimes I don't get why, you know, some bullets bounce off, but some hit, you know, particular enemies. I guess it's just in the middle of their invincibility frames. Oh, that looks suspicious.
This is the only game in the series, apparently, that has those little, like, question mark canisters or barrels or whatever they are. I think they were cribbing off Super Mario Bros. A bit, personally.
Have you ever picked any of them up, though?
I'm not sure if we do during the run, possibly, like, towards the end. They're, like, random items and the like.
Oh, okay, because, like, it would be cool if, like, one of the random item possibilities was another E-Tank, because, you know, might as well make it worth the risk. You know, that guy could be a janitor, but maybe he's just getting in some exercise, you know, during the shift.
Yeah, training to beat Mega Man and the like.
I imagine, you know, like a school janitor needs something to do. Hey kids, watch this! Flip! That's great, Grandma! Can you clean up that vomit?
And now we go on to like a section high up in the air, which I don't really associate with snakes. You know, if snakes could fly, I'd probably leave the planet and go live on Mars.
I think most people would leave the planet if snakes could fly, man. See, now it's just kind of cribbing off of Airman here. Like, I guess they had some assets left over. Dr. Wily's like, Airman didn't use all these cloud platforms I was going to put him in. I guess Snake Man can have them.
Well, he's a resourceful doctor, is Wily. I'll give him that.
I guess he has to be to come up with 8 robots each time.
Ouch, my metal feet!
Yeah, the falling damage. That'd be so messed up if he took falling damage.
My god, yeah. Play Mega Man 2 on hard with falling damage. No thank you.
Like, it's always weird, like, they do have platformers where you have falling damage, like 2D straight-up platformers, and it never made any sense. Like, the first Bubsy had that.
I don't know what Snake Man was originally designed to do. Everything I've read said he was, like, made to, like, get in narrow passages to hunt for stuff, which makes sense, I guess, if they're hunting for the energy sources on different planets, but why a snake? I'm sure there's, like, other thin animals they could have picked.
Well, as you know, the most powerful energy sources hide in really small holes because they're super shy. And if they come out, there's 6 more weeks of winter. That's why Snake Man has to go in and get them.
Of course.
Makes perfect sense to me.
You can defeat him using Needle Man's weapon, as we saw back there. Let's see what else he is weak to. Where's my little list thingy here?
I do like how they gave the selection menu a neat little upgrade. It's a lot more compact and a lot more clean. I like it. Man, I remember that episode of Mega Man where, like, Mega Man's mind switched with Snake Man's, and that just confused the hell out of me. Man, that show was such a bust. Like, they could have done so much more with it, but nope, here's an episode where they fight a genie who turns into a dragon, yeah.
Alright, next up on the Mega Man killing agenda is Magnet Man, and I wanted Rush Jet for this level in particular.
You're not really a very good assassin if you have a killing agenda. You know, just put it in your notebook and hope nobody finds it.
I guess, like, the game being set on different planets helps them to come up with, like, diverse backgrounds and the like, so it's not just the same futuristic city over and over again.
Yeah, but what the fuck planet is this? Is this Cybertron? Like, what's going on?
Watch out for Energon, Mega Man, you're weak to it.
Like, do they go to, like, the actual planets we know, or are they, like, completely different planets entirely?
I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Here he comes, it's Proto Man.
Well, I mean, this just kind of comes out of nowhere. I mean, I know we're reenacting the Archie comic right now, but at the same time, like, in the game, there's no context. He just comes out shooting, the asshole.
And that's it. Just a little bit of a back and forth. The true fight with Proto, or Breakman as he'll be known later on, comes towards the end of the game.
I do like how after you shot him enough, he didn't even say anything, he just fucking left. Like, no, I am done with this shit.
They weren't ready to program in dialogue into the games yet, I believe. That's for, like, the beginning or the ending, or even just the manual, really.
Yeah, I don't really think we got most dialogue until, like, fuck, Mega Man 6, I seem to recall, has, like, an actual intro cutscene.
Yeah, a really long one, if I'm remembering my Game Grumps playthroughs correctly. The deal with Proto Man is that he was Dr. Light, and I think Wily's original creation. It may have been either or. And he kind of just went awry, I guess. And then Dr. Light created Mega Man and Roll, and so Proto Man fucked off to be like Angst Man or some shit. And Dr. Wily found him after Proto Man, or Blues as is otherwise known, collapsed, and fixed him up, and boom, there you go. He owes Wily like a blood oath or something, or a circuit oath.
Yeah, but after a while, you know, he kind of clears up. Well, and that really, in particular, like, for the longest time, since I only knew Mega Man from the cartoon, and Proto Man is a bad guy in that show, I always thought he was evil. No, he's actually a good guy. He just kind of, you know, likes to go solo. You know, go Proto, if you will. So that always threw me off, and it threw me off until, like, fucking high school, until I finally learned the truth. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, it's mostly in this game where he errs on the side of evil, but that's like I said, he's just serving Wily because Wily helped him. If Light got there first, if Light took care of his contraptions or his children, we wouldn't have had this predicament.
I think at the time when the cartoon came out, Mega Man 5 was the most recent one, and in that game, Proto Man appears to have come off as, you know, evil in that game. But it turns out it was actually a guy called Dark Man, who shows up in the Mega Man series, but, you know, he doesn't really do anything, which is kind of weird. Proto Man is just still kind of on the side and evil, so I don't know, they weren't really paying attention that well.
Right, Magnet Man, he's got that little magnet pull, as you can see there, just run away from it. He also has homing magnet missiles, which I think he's going to shoot out soon. Yep, there we go.
I was actually looking at some on the cutting, you know, room floor kind of data that was in the game, and apparently the magnet missiles, rather than going straight down, they were supposed to turn naturally. There are actually sprites in the game for it doing that. Why they didn't do that, I don't know.
I like Magnet Man's design. I don't know, it's just kind of cool, I guess. I'm a sucker for magnets, what can I say?
Well, it's okay, except for the big fucking U-magnet stuck on his head. Like, have you ever seen that picture where it's just like it's the cover of Mega Man 3, and it just has like all the pictures of the robot masses, and Mega Man is just because he's got a thing over his mouth?
Well, the American art is like so angry. Why are you so angry, American Mega Man? What's going on?
I know, it was just weird at the time, you know, they had to make sure Mega Man looks super cool over here on the West.
And for beating Magnet Man, we get the Magnet Missile. His weakness is actually Spark Shock, which we get for defeating Sparkman, but we're doing him last, so it'll be a while before we see that particular power-up.
Man, Sparkman's gonna be so annoyed that we did him last. Like, what, am I not good enough for you?
We were supposed to spark a war and you left it till right at the end, what the hell? Alright, we got time for one more Robot Master in this part, so let's take on Hard Man. And he's proper fucking hard, innit?
Yeah, let's all get these jokes out of the way. Yo, I'm hard, man. There we go.
He looks like a fucking bullet.
He looks like other things that should be hard, yeah. I do have to say, though, landing, and of course there's this famous Mega Man video, not the bees. But, I gotta say, landing Hard Knuckle, when you can do it in Smash Bros., is so fucking satisfying. Oh my god.
And on the other end of the spectrum, there's Mario's down air, which fucking is so embarrassing to be hit by, though.
It's so slow, and you can see it coming, though, but it's like, still, like, with Hard Knuckle, you really do feel hard when you're done with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit, I just realized what you were saying there. Okay, moving swiftly on. No, I'm not gonna be messing around with this guy. Rush Jet, let's go.
I'm glad the dog's here to actually help us out.
Why platform when you can fly?
That Bolo guy's got nothing to do now. He's like, shit, now what do I do? Hard Man's gonna be mad.
I want you to pay attention to the level design here. Not the monkey, he's neither here nor there, but this whole, like, hard environment. Thematically, it makes sense. Wait until we get to Top Man stage, and you'll begin to see where they kind of start to cut corners, or at least not really designed things in the traditional way. Like, they kind of came up with the environments before, you know, finalizing the Robot Master designs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this stage, and I'm just getting more Gutsman vibes than Hardman vibes. I guess I'm not really sure what kind of vibes you should get with a Hardman stage, but there you go.
Certainly didn't expect Robo-Monkeys, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, that's not really what I think of when I think of... Well, what's Hardman's function? Is he just supposed to be, well, hard?
Well, he's made of ceratanium, which I think is like ceramic titanium. I've looked and I can't find any specific function, but I do know that either Dr. Wily or Dr. Light gave him a jet thruster, so he can throw his fat ass into the air and come down with the force of a gigaton bomb.
Well, I guess if you're, like, jumping through lava or whatever, looking for these quote-unquote unidentified energy sources, I guess, you know, being Hardman really helps out.
Gonna be abusing the shit out of those later in the playthrough. Sorry guys, Mega Man 3 is much harder than 2, even though I did play it on easy, or, you know, American normal.
Well, you know, American normal still seemed challenging enough, right?
I think that's, like, my ideal difficulty level for Mega Man, but I'm a pleb, so whatever. Alright, round 2 with Proto Man, let's do this.
Seriously, Blues, buddy, you really gotta explain what's going on here.
Really? You're just gonna bounce around like some kind of Mario-esque tool?
Now, the thing about Proto Man is that, because he was the first one, he has an irregular energy source that ultimately does threaten to burn out. And in some of the games he's playable in, he has access to features that Mega Man doesn't have. Like, usually his standard buster is a lot stronger in Mega Man Powered Up, but he takes more damage, or he can charge it to be a big more, but again, he takes more damage. So it's kind of a risk versus reward system for him.
Alright, Hardman, we're going to be abusing the, I believe it's the magnet missile? Yeah, the magnet missile, because obviously, he's hard, he's made of metal, use magnets on him. It makes logical sense.
I like how you froze in the air when he landed on the ground. See, right there. How's that even possible?
Yeah, that don't make a lick of sense.
Well, I guess Time Man? I don't even know.
No, Time Man won't be appearing in this game. Maybe down the line.
Ha!
You got, here it comes, Hard Knuckle.
There we go.
Sonic 3 and Hard Knuckle. Thank you, I'm here all week. Alright, 4 Robot Masters down, 4 remaining, so we'll see you next time when we polish off the rest of the Robot Masters. See you then.